Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/Xisuma. Playing the Vault Hunters. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Ooh. Thank you. Do we have any more? Oh, we got more. It's been a minute, hasn't it? We've been playing decked out too much. Oh, look at that. Although, don't know if that's worth it. I'm so taking the chromatic. I love it when we get that stuff in the roll. Makes our lives easier. I think that's all of the soul shards picked up. Huh. Okay. Need to remember what those are. Gonna do a run, I think, to start off. Chiwi Pepper. Hero Blender, thank you for bananas in chat, letting me know that I am indeed live. It is a Saturday evening. And it's been a minute, since we've been in the world. I kind of had a look at my notes. We've still got a few projects on. Let's check it out. So, like... yeah. Okay, so if we go up here, the projects we're doing next, we're still working on the village area. Still sussing that out. Got some cool automation over here for our fuel. More things to be worked on. It's the animal area that comes next. So we need to design a floor layout and then start putting in some contraptions for these animals into this space. But before we do any of that, I actually just want to jump straight into a run. I don't think we've really got too much of an objective right now. I looked at our carbon, it's doing okay. We just got more of these, so... I can't remember. I think we might have been bottlenecked by... is it Opal? There was something that was bottlenecking one of the things I wanted to do. Maybe it was Echo. Forgil, Bear, thank you so much for bananas. Appreciate you. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. We've got 2 crystals made up. One with bonus ornate. We'll take that, I think, today. Maybe it would be smart to lump a few more modifiers on them. Just do an ornate run if we've got enough of those. Yeah, like I got 4, so... oh yeah, and then I got to shift them out of there. I guess we could do an ornate run. That sounds okay. Since it's already got a modifier on it, it kind of makes sense to stack them in a way. Because you can't get your catalyst stuff back. So if you only ever put 1 on when you go in, you're kind of limiting yourself a bit. So we got 1 random, 1 wild, 3 ornate, bonus ornate. That's pretty cool. Oh, I got 1 more to do. And now I need XP, and we have a shower for this. Boy ET Ford, the one, the only, the legendary. 67 months of support. Thank you, Winnie. Hope you're doing well. How's Minecraft been treating you? You know, after having a break and whatnot. I've got the black bar at the bottom of my screen again. Yeah, that's because it's the setup's just been changed for decked out. If I keep going back and forth between it, I'll just forget and like... I just want to keep my decked out footage good. Not playing Minecraft at the moment. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm still hooked. I'm still here. Let's see. So, starting to run through the things I wanted to do in my head. Yeah, okay. So, trinkets next, right? Let's see what we've got equipped. So that one we don't need right now. So I'm going to go with... let's go with item rarity just because we're doing ornate and we've used this one more than the other. And then that's the one. Double the experience. Now, if we were gonna do an objective that we beat and it has lots of XP as a reward, that'll be fantastic. Why does that dot change color? Oh look, I can click on it. That concerns me. That makes me think I'm turning it off or something. Maybe that's what that does. Huh. Find out. Nope. It's not what it does. Okay, so that thing goes back in there. We can start to actually get stuff ready. Let's see. Water bucket, health potion, some blocks. We've already got the blocks down there. I'll pick. Ah, this thing definitely needs a repair. And then there's one more thing we usually have in the hotbar, right? Why am I not seeing it? It's not food anymore. Hex, I recently started watching Green Season 6 Hermitcraft for nostalgia, and I totally forgot you used to be a big prankster. Any reason that changed? What pranks were I doing? I've never really considered myself a prankster. What pranks was I doing in Season 6? Maybe a little bit of mischief or, you know, shenanigans, but not quite like the prankster I wouldn't describe myself as. The pufferfish, for instance. Yeah, I guess I was a little trolly back then, yeah. I mean, I was just inspired by the pufferfish, right? That's the reason I was doing that. Dude, I'm so missing something. Oh, it's the compass. It's the vault compass, isn't it? No, you're right, I did do that, but that, like, and what else? That was one thing. And what else, right? Wasn't the pufferfish, like, brand new at that point in time? Chimera Devs here for 12 months, 1 whole year. Thank you so much, my dude. 1 year already, feels like yesterday when I joined. I really have to say thanks, not only to you, but to this community for always being welcoming. I am extremely grateful to have joined the Xisumaverse. Time to go for the 2nd year. It's amazing to have you with us, my dude. Thank you for being a part of it, and thank you for your support. Much appreciated. There's a hotkey if you want to turn off the magnet. I'm good, I was just curious. These are the ones I want a hotkey for. Okay, so now we're all ready basically to run. Just need a crystal. Well, you did the Mumbo prank earlier in the stream, says Rusty Stone. Oh, I appreciate the old school joke. But in all seriousness, I am now curious if we did any other pranks that season. Something just occurred to me. Like, did we check these again after doing another run? I maybe should have taken note of which ones we were short of. Because they give us extra minutes in the vault now, which is kind of cool. So, there's that. There's one other thing to check before we go through. I've gotten a bit tired of, like, rolling these things, but apparently we got some epics. So let's go ahead and roll these. Do them instantly. That's a cool sword. Lots of attack damage. And soul chance, but it doesn't really suit our chaining attack, does it? Since it's an epic, I might leave it to one side for now. Item quantity, I guess we could attach that if we wanted ever to have cooldown reduction over mana regen. Durability on the prefix could have been something different. So the 23 to 34 mana, like, you don't need that 11% mana, really. I don't want to get into the details of re-rolling this stuff right now. I shouldn't have rolled these. I was like, let's roll them, let's see what we get. I immediately realized that I just can't be bothered sometimes to go through all the numbers. Let's go do our run, right? Any competitions planned for the season, like singing or 1 hour builds? Says Hijack Dallas. Which season? And, well, no. I am not known for hosting singing or 1 hour build competitions. Right, I'm just sitting down. Let's get the animation up. Been on my feet a lot today. And I've been sat a lot as well. It's been a lot of sitting and standing. I think that means Season 9. I do not recall having a building or singing contest ever on Hermitcraft. Right, let's, at least one that I organised. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do the run. Distractions. They have to be put aside. Now I want to hear X's singing voice, says Ab is here. Oh no, Ab is here. You will not hear me singing ever again. Okay, West is home. Oh, and we're in water. Or, well, is it water or is it chocolate? I forget. Hello, wild mobs. Wild mobs. Okay, we can totally get the monoliths. Oh boy, it feels like it's been a minute. Like I've wandered in here and my eyes are just like, oh my god, there's so much stuff going on again. This is Vault Hunters. Hello. Woo. Tactical gummy bears. Must be disassembled on site. It feels like they're hitting, like they've got extended reach or something. No, I am getting rid of the gummies. Oh, another one. And then your friend. This is one of those bonus ornates lying around here. Oh, you got stuck, did you? That's it. I'll just wander into there. We do have ornate modifiers, so it makes sense to get our hands on that stuff. Tell you what, that tooltip at the top is a bit much. Uh-huh. Wow, there is a few of these to be... Oh, but so sorry, mate. I accidentally the platform below you, didn't I? Okay, Is there going to be a monolith? Wow, that is a lot of mobs following me down here. Well, I hope they take full damage. Don't know what that does, but there's the monolith, and that's my hint to bounce if there isn't another ornate. Not that I was paying the most of attention. Yeah, and now they're on me. Woo! Up we go. That's how we roll. We get that monolith, and then we get out. There's quite a few to get, though. And we are going to be torn with getting those ornates, too. What one's this? Regeneration, I'll take it. Right, top area looks tricky to explore. Maybe we'll try down below. Okay, what we got? Gilded, living, gilded again. More gilded over here. I'm just activating everything, you know, it's a good strategy. Now we start to fight. This is where, like, area of effect might come in a little better. Like, I like that I got the chaining stuff. That's good. But look, they just don't stop coming. Do ya? You don't give up, gummy bears. God, I'm fighting an army today. Whoa, super strong guy. Okay, and now we go raid everything. Better be worth it, because there's no monolith down here. And none of these are ornate, really. These little gummy bear guys, I've seen quite a few of them get stuck on blocks. Not good for them, but I don't care. Right. That'll do, that'll do. And so will all of that. Right, that's all of them from down this level. Well, there's some wood in there, but we'll bounce. I didn't see our bonus ornate anywhere. Oh, that did not go high at all, did it? Hello, we've got some living here. Out of my way, suckers! Okay, I think I'm going to bounce to the next room. We're going east. Crazy Player 364. Back for a 5th month with the Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, my dude. It's appreciated. I hope you're enjoying the stream today and having a good time hanging out with us. Enjoying the runs. Alright, we've got some of those ornates that we came here for. Right in front of us. And then we'll take this. And then we'll... Let's see, jump down here. Oh, super strong one. Wooden. Any sign of a monolith? I'll grab that, thank you. And then we'll probably be wise to bounce at this point. Whoa, you're hitting me hard. Get that healing on and go to the next room. Has anyone thought about the fact that X kind of sounds like Stampy, says Light Soul? Who's Stampy? I don't know who Stampy is. Go. Who is this mysterious person of the stamp? Okay. Is there a way down? Is there a monolith? These wild mobs are actually a bit of a pain on this one. I want to get that double experience from completing all the monoliths. So far, though, not so great. Oh, thanks. Thanks, that's fun. No, I don't know what that one was, but it did want to give it to me. Alright, this room sucked. There's the next one. Because Molly says how the vault's treating me. Well, this is our first run. And I'd say so far, I mean, one monolith, it feels a bit harsh. There's the next one, though. Up we go. Hey, look, we're getting loads of gildeds. I came here for ornate, man. Grab it. I've learned that one. Okay, wooden, wooden, wooden. We don't see it. We'll leave it be. Let's go to the south, and then we have to go west on the next one, I think. Ooh, this looks very big and open. What is this? This time of day means something, doesn't it? Okay, now, last time we were in this area looking for a way down, it was atrociously difficult for me to find it. Also, I have a feeling I might want some of these. I thought I saw another one, but anyway. Not that, the barrel. Oh yeah, I guess we've got wild mobs going on. Hey, no, I didn't find it. Take that though. Fella! Fell in a hole. Right. This feels like a deja vu, the same layout, I think, as the one we struggled to find the way down. Was it over here in the end? I think it was over here. I just sort of missed it. Huh. Is it somewhere around here? Let's try this building. Oh. Oh boy, it's slowing me down now. That looks like it. Nope, that's not it. Dude, just leave me alone. Didn't you get the memo? Chat, any ideas where it is? These are the barrels that I'm after. Wait. If I can hear them, then does that mean the entrance is near here? Huh. Can be in a house. I feel like we've checked all the houses. That was the first one. Then we got this one over here. Oh boy! 2 times in a row we've been stuck by this room. It really sounds like the entrance is somewhere around here, but I don't see it. It's an outside bit with benches, says Bear. Let's have a look. Is that just based on knowledge of the layout or something? Hey, found it. Right, let's go down. What type is down here? Ornate? Gilded. I'm not really sure if this is what I want to do. I think now that I'm down here, I'm probably going to give up on the monolith strategy, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, hang on. Hang on, I want to break that thing. Oh, it's not going to work now, is it? Oh, what is going on? Okay. Let me break it. Ah! God, this is the worst! Oh, this feels like such a waste of time with all these silverfish. I think I might bounce. Just stop it! Just stop it! Right. Wow, that is a lot. And there's another silverfish. Yeah, this is just going to be a pain, I can tell. It's just going to be annoying down here. Any other easy pickings? Where was the way back out then? Don't tell me I'm lost. Did we come from up here? I feel like I'm lost already. We only like turned one corner. Oh, this is easy pickings. So we were down here. Maybe we came from this direction, actually. That's not a good sign, because I would have taken that. Oh boy! No, go back to the stairs and turn left. Turn left! Just turn right! Turn left again! No, the other left! Dude, we were so just through this gap, right? But I remember walking past that. Oh, maybe this is it. No, it's not. Well, if I'm exploring this thing or not, I'm basically lost in it, which is just great. You can tell it's been a minute since I played, right? Ah! Okay. It's definitely been a minute. Oh, there's more of them again. What, I just dealt with you? Oh, this was a big fumble. Ah, here we go. Finally, right. Yeah, and I was expecting that to fall down. Because we ripped out most of this ourselves, didn't we? Now, I'm super curious. What is this below? It was just out here. I was running around. I didn't notice it. Right on the edge. Guess you got to be super observant. Well, that sucked. 12 minutes. It'll be a miracle to get all of the monoliths now. So much for doubling our XP. Okay, I'm going to bounce to the next room. They blend in so well. Hard for me to see, says Derathar. Or Dera Arthur. I don't know how to say your name. I probably butchered it. I'll probably butcher it even if I get it correct. Which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this looks like a tricky one. Okay, just keep moving. We want some easy hits if we're going to get this. Oh, again, the layout here is not forgiving. Sometimes you get those nice big open rooms and you get it straight away, which is awesome. That's a vault. I think I might pick up some ores. We could do with some ores. It's specifically the opal ones at the moment. Barely seen any ornate, which is what we came here for as well. Get wrecked, fools. Get wrecked. Okay. So we're doing it like that. Yep, no opal here. Well, I think we'll bounce on this room. Oh! Oh! It was almost perfect. It was almost perfect. Okay, off we go. The Arthur is English. I'm sorry. I'm sir? I don't know. I don't know what your message says. Okay, there's some ornate here. Well, I don't know why that one's slow. That's annoying. Ah, this isn't going to be a great run at all, is it? We could just keep running through rooms and try and find a rare room or something. When I found that Omega treasure room off camera, that was amazing. I couldn't believe my luck. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Wow, that's bad for our tool. Finding all those blocks. What's this? Hey, double! Come on! Only 4 more to go. Like, can we do it? I think if we keep running the rooms like this, we've got a chance. Okay, that's an ore room. I am just trying to get a look. Ah, the wild mobs make it difficult. Oh, I was not intending on coming down here. But I didn't see. Monolith, is there a way back up? Ah, this is slowing me down. There's our way out of here. Ooh, off to the next one. Hey! Come on! Never mind, you did not butcher the name as hard as I thought you would say. Good, good. Hey, another one! Oh, right, come on. 2 more to go. Well, dang. Am I getting... Yeah, wow, now that's some luck, says Arthur. Not really. Like, honestly, I've done this a lot of times now. Just running is, like, really not a bad strategy when you're after those monoliths. I've learned that. And we're doing that for the double XP. Have I seen, like, more than one ornate room? We saw an ornate room early on, and that's it. Okay, here's my bonus chests. Oh, that tool, it keeps grabbing other stuff, which I don't want. We will need to find the way out again, so I need to turn to the right and head back at some point. Oh, there's my set of chests. Should have been looking out for those a little bit more too. Now that kind of looks like a big open area, but no monolith. Oh, that was a terrible jump. See, west was home, but we've gone past the compass. Oh yeah, past the compass. Like, I can look at my compass is what I was saying. If we want to know. Don't see anything down there. Don't see my bonus chests. On to the next one. Hey! Right, now you could say, is it luck? But, like, think about how many rooms we're breezing through here. See, now we got it down to 7 minutes and we just need 1 more. That is why I like this strategy. Hey, right in front of us. That's cool. And it's up there. Wow. Okay, that's it. Now we get to hunt our ornate chests. There's some living over there. I might just pay that a visit. I think we've got the time. Oh, nothing spawned. Oh, wait, you did spawn. You just... Wow, that was some double unluck. Wow, triple unluck. Quadruple unluck. This room is not good for me. The quadruple unluck. You know, I can actually go this way 1 more room because we're in line with the vault, so we actually need to go around it, so that's fine, leaving this way. Oh look, now we see a monolith straight away. We'll see him in every single room now, I bet ya. Let me past! Jeez, rude. That fall was scary. Oh, another one of these. No thanks, no thanks. But I will take that. And yeah, we want those. We want those. All of them. And any other like them. Are we going in the right direction? Yes. We have 5 minutes. See, look, the monoliths are now just out on display. Typical. No ornate. No ornate. Girls of Doom is here! Resubscribed for 28 months. I just realised the noises are turned off. That is criminal. Our job is not to worry about what anyone else is doing. Our job is to wake up into this life today and figure out how to live the best life we can with the resources that we were given. Matthew Hussey. That is a beautiful quote. Thanks for sharing. I really like that. I really like that. On the topic of the talkie and the philosophy and all of that waffling stuff that I do on this channel, my latest thing is actually something I've been working on for a while. If you've been tuning in, listening to me talk about it, but just feeling the distractible nature of the environment that we're in. Just all this like stuff trying to grab your attention. Well, it's been so clear to me lately because like when I'm like cooking and getting food ready and stuff, I go and turn on the telly, and every time I go to put on the show that I'm watching, which is called The Expanse, and it's absolutely amazing, and if you love sci-fi, action, adventure, and a real good like geopolitical drama, all roll into the one, it's an amazing show, right? But every time I go to get it on, you've got to go through that wall of thumbnails that Amazon puts in front of you, that Netflix and Disney and all of them do. And like, it's amazing how powerful it is, because every single time I'll see something and be like, oh, that looks interesting, and then I'm on my phone searching for it when I'm trying to do other stuff. I don't have the time for this, and I'm just noticing how you're constantly distracted. Like, we all sort of understand the whole distracted attention span thing, but you've got to discover the mechanisms of it in your own life, and I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing, like, every time I go to YouTube for something, like, sometimes it's like, what was that video where I did this thing? I need to go look it up so I can, I don't know, do whatever, because I'm working on a video or a project or something. And then 10 minutes go by, and I've looked at, like, a bunch of thumbnails, I've added stuff to my watch later list, I've been looking at some channel, and then I'm like, wait, why did I come here? Like, what am I doing here again? It is a problem. It is a problem. And it happened again today, and I was just looking for this movie that it was showing me on my phone, and I couldn't find it because there's another movie with the same name, and so it was showing me that one, and then I was like, hang on a minute, like, I've just spent the last few minutes looking at my phone about this movie. I didn't even know I'd want to watch it before, right? So, like, I like the idea of being really intentional. Like, my thing right now is I like this show called The Expanse, and when I sit down to eat and I put the telly on, that's the only thing I'm going to watch, right? But that takes a fair bit of discipline. Like, I want the platform to just not show me any thumbnails. Like, don't show me anything. Just leave me alone. Let me watch that thing and be like, oh, that was good fun, and then move on. That's the way it used to be. I remember when I was young, you used to, like, you know, have a little DVD collection, or you'd go around a friend's house and you'd pick something out to watch, and there wasn't all this stuff, like, just happily available for you to, like, look at and pick. It was all very intentional and choice-driven. I want to get back to, like, spending most of my time that way, right? And not being surrounded by, like, oh, this thing's happening over here, and that thing's happening over there, and look at this thumbnail. Oh, you know, thumbnails are always trying to entice you. There's people put those expressions on them. You know, they pull those weird faces that make you feel like, yeah, this looks real. What is this about? I need to know what this is about, because your face, it just doesn't look right, you know? Those funny facial expressions they put, they're powerful, basically. They're powerful. They make you go, yeah, what is this about? You know? Oh my god, I've been waffling so hard, and I looked at my chat, and then they're like 1 minute. And I'm like, yep, that sort of waffle gets you. That's the real distraction. Oh, distracted myself. Trying to fight the world of distractions. It's backfired tremendously. I'm going to die alone in this vault. Oh dear. Thanks for your help, by the way, chat. Really appreciate that. My brain literally just went off topic. Totally off topic. But we got there, didn't we? We got there. I think we used that in that material in our base for storage a fair bit. Wow, I got loads of it. grabbing a few things as we leave. That was alright. So we doubled our XP big time, so we got 2 chunks, because I don't know if it shows us that was doubled there, but somewhere it was doubled. And we did really not feel that at all. We definitely felt the bonus, but I did not feel that there were more ornate chests in there. Anyway, the loot and stuff doesn't really matter that much. We were doing that one for the XP. Hello? Oh, it took a second. It took a second. Anything cool in the backpacks? No sign of an epic. And I don't know. These carrot crates and potato crates might be essential for us. Essential, I tell ya. Also got some of them. Trinket? How did I miss a trinket? Why did that drop on the floor in front of me? Why are they all dropping? Shouldn't my magnet get those? Oh, I got the I'm standing near the demagnetizer, that's why. Where's the trinket? Is it in the other one? Totally missed it, didn't I? Trinket time! Can you drink it? Is it a trinket? Let's roll and find out. It is... Cufflinks. Increases your cooldown reduction by 50% of your total cooldown reduction. Increases. The wording of that is like really odd. So a total cooldown reduction is increased by 50. I'm going to assume that's a positive, because it sounds like increasing would make it slower, but I guess you could flip that. But why is it like worded twice? Increases your cooldown reduction by 50% of your total. Maybe it just says if you've got a cooldown reduction of 120, it means you get 60% added. I'm not quite sure. The wording's a bit odd. Anyway. Not really sure I need that for the way I play, but it could definitely... At some point we need to do like a respec and a rethink of like what we want to put on our armor and stuff, and try for a different build type. And that would probably help us play into using some different abilities and stuff. Let's go up top. First and foremost. So I didn't have carrot, you see. Now, you're beetroot. Who's carrot? That's kind of what I want to know. It's hard to tell. I think like the 3 on the end are all carrot. Potatoes. Oh, look, there's 2 types of potato. Great. Huh. I'm pretty sure it was like 3 of them were like this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter if they match exactly. Just a little bit of variety is fun. Variety is fun, right? 150% cooldown reduction. Increasing means cooldowns are lower, yeah. Plus 50% of whatever you currently have. So if I had more, I'd get like 50% of whatever that amount was. Cooldown reduction is 4%. Does that mean it adds like 2%? That doesn't sound good. That don't sound good at all. Put these things over here. Then we'll start getting more soul shards over here eventually. Eventually, I say. Right, and swap these things around. You get a total of 6%. Wow, okay. That is not a lot of cooldown reduction. Oh yeah, this thing. We never finished making it because we weren't really happy with item quantity and item reach. We should see if we've got any... Sorry, item rarity. We should see if we've got any small gems of those types coming in. Not really sure what the best way to weigh it up actually is. That might be a good one. 1.9 for 14. Probably helps just to look for really small ones. Also, doing a clear out of this would probably help a lot too. $31 over it. 2.5 for 31 is probably kind of decent. Ooh, we got a faceted focus for item rarity. Fascinating. Yeah, we still need a mod to help us get through this. So it was item quantity and item quantity and rarity. Quantity being the other one, right? 22 for 1.3, 14 for 1.6 sounds good. 21 for 1.9, also pretty good. Yeah, like that one's garbage at 90. Anyway, we pop over here, we just want to compare and see if any of these are better, basically. 39 for 1.6. Wow. We chose that, apparently. 39 for 1.6, we'll put in that. 44 for what? Wow, I really did not do this good. Or we just got some really good jewels in. 34 for 1.6. Swap that for that one. Capacity is now 64, and we're up to 11.6. I think we'll just take a bit more time on this one. But I can actually fit in both of those, and then it's up to 9.3 with 16 left. So what are we competing with? Because that's definitely improved it. We're competing with 9.5 and 9.6. That's only like a slight difference at this point, isn't it? I think we want to work on getting it a little bit higher, but that's good. That's good stuff. Good stuff. I'll leave them in there for now. So those jewels that we're getting definitely are helping. We just need a cool way to sort through all the jewels, I think. Since I started cutting jewels, none that are above 10 size are good enough for me. So wait, anything above 10 you cut? Not sure I'd do that, but I could understand... what was it I was doing before this? I could understand just going, look, unless there's something amazing on those, they're all trash, basically. I can't see any of these really being good at size 90. But do you cut them? Because you've got a long way to cut them down. Some of them are flawed. I think you just recycle them when they're that big. Just get them out of the system so you don't have to look at them later. Like that looks good, but it's like level 89. Jewel Gamba is fun, says Dia. I disagree. I've just not enjoyed it. Probably because I'm picking out ones that I think might be good and want to use. You've got to have some serious stats for me to be impressed at this size. Yeah, if you've got one thing on, it's barely worth. See, that one I might keep just because of the nature of vanilla immortality. It might turn out that that's quite handy. Same thing for the reach, really. If you want a tool that has tons of reach, for like a small, narrow purpose, it might be useful. Anyway, I'm going to go recycle all of those. Drizzle says, is this an SMP? It is not. Just single player over here. Oh yeah, I gotta let that do that, and then all of that will get automated. Let's grab our backpacks. The Random's cat says, I'm currently acting as an extra in a movie. Cool. Someone I used to work with was an extra in a movie, and then I watched that movie, and it was really cool just to see them in it. Like, they just have a moment where they're properly on camera as an extra. They're like given a, basically they were given a reaction to another character with like, there were like 3 people on the screen, and my friend was one of them, and it was like so cool. Like you'd never, it's not like you'd watch that movie and go, oh, that person in that scene caught my attention or anything like that. They were just a total throwaway extra for the movie. But it's just kind of cool because, you know, And this was before YouTube and, you know, this everyone's got a camera in their pocket type time, so it felt probably a little more special to see someone in a movie. Hero Blender, thank you so much for 15 months of support. My dude, hey X, I've been getting into bass guitar again. Do you have any song recommendations I could learn on the bass? Yes. Learn From Skin to Liquid by Cannibal Corpse. That is the song that I have become obsessed with playing lately. I absolutely adore it. And I've been playing... Right, so... I used to play it on my 8-string guitar. And it's a bit of a pain having an extra heavy string in the way of where you're playing. And then I realised that my 7-string, which was previously tuned to A for playing Korn, if I tuned it up a step to basically be a 7-string down a step, you can play Slayer and stuff on it. But then I realised that both Meshuggah and Cannibal Corpse play in that tuning on 7-string. So it's like, okay, I'm going to use that guitar now, and it feels really nice for playing these songs. So now I've been playing New Millennium Cyanide Christ again on a 7-string instead of having that awkward like 8th string that you occasionally hit by mistake and have to, you know, use your hands to mute the sound of it and stuff. Yeah, try those 2 songs. Those are my recommendations, just because that's what I've been playing. That's what I've been enjoying. Right, we're going to do some automation and decoration, which is how we have a lot of fun in this place. I think this, very temporary, obviously. Oh yeah, we're going to embrace a chaotic layout, remember that. Oh, and sandy blocks. Huh. This stuff, I want to grab it before it gets recycled. So we can make... Oh, well that was all of it. Fair enough. For some reason I thought that would make up a lot more. Do we have a crafting table? Nope. Did you put that green pig in a jar yet? I didn't. Is there any reason I should? Because we could go and get it. If you think there's a good reason. Maybe just to have it on display. Maybe there's a cooler way of putting them on display as well. Right, how does this work? Is it like 4 of them? Yeah, I think that's what I want to make. I just haven't put it over here so I can do that. Or not. Yeah, okay, bit of lag. Fair enough. Sometimes games are laggy, right? Something we seem to tolerate a lot of in Minecraft. Chatting with the Hermits the other night, right? 1.20, best update ever. I was thinking, you're joking. You're joking. And then it was like, well, the optimization of 1.20 pretty much makes it a really great update. And it's like, yeah, okay. They never marketed how big of a performance boost 1.20 gave to Java. I know why. I think I know exactly why they didn't. Because then it advertises that it wasn't, you know, optimal to begin with. Essentially. But yeah, there were massive performance gains for this update. 1.20. Okay, yes, okay, it's very simple, that one. Oh, might have made a bit too much of that, sorry. Sorry, mate. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, the stuff we were using before, I think, was this one. And then I think we might want a little bit of that to, like, throw in a few notches and stuff. Uh-huh. Excuse me. You think so? Thought companies always point out the things they improve, says Dear Arthur. The problem is it's a double-edged sword, right? Like, if you point out what's improved, someone can go, why wasn't it better to begin with? But who knows? Who knows? Like, you know, does it mean their priorities are in a different place? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it means. Does it mean their marketing department just doesn't know how to tell people that the game has improved in some metric or other? It's blatantly a missed opportunity. You know, it's such a common complaint. You know, Minecraft doesn't run on my toaster. Well, now it does. And they didn't let us know. I wonder if any of Notch's code is still buried in there, or if they've rebuilt everything, so still bar beta. Oh, there's got to be some of Notch's code still in there. But they have rebuilt so many systems over time. It's another one of those things, people who aren't too, like, knowledged or clued up on the finer details of Minecraft. It is an old code base made by a very amateur programmer who, you know, did some really clever, genius stuff with it, but it was a bit of a kind of hacked, thrown together kind of project. And that code is not suitable for what the game does today, and it's had to go through so many changes and iterations and redesigns and whatnot over the years. The development of the game just ain't as simple as some people think. You know, those arguments about, oh, a modder can you know, add a mob overnight. You know, there's probably a mod for the free mobs that Mojang are going to add, right? But modding just isn't the same as developing the actual code base, right? You don't have a broader audience to make sure those features work for, and you don't have to develop it in a way that's future-proof. You don't have to do all the bug fixes and error reporting. Because it's a mod, people just accept that it will be buggy and stuff, and that's okay. But then in the same breath, they'll, you know, moan about it too. Yeah, Notch's inventory and stack size is still there, lol. Since they're so obsessed with not changing it, says Lord Void Raven. Yeah, their attitude to not changing it is so disappointing. So disappointing. I'm looking for a block. Oh, I wanted to use this concrete block, and then I kind of... Oh, I wanted to use that in a different area, actually. So I kind of want to put something across here to kind of hide that that's part of the outdoors area. Then I need a floor material. It's kind of tricky to waffle about multiple things, isn't it? So we kind of had this ceiling with polished... Is that rhodite or something? This stuff we need more of. Then the concrete... Oh, I actually wanted to use that in a different area of the base, but I didn't know how to make it. Okay. That is going to be super easy to make. I might have actually made some already and used it. Concrete vents. So if I grab yellow concrete powder, then that makes concrete, right? And then, figured that out. That's cool. Yeah, the floor for this area. What about coconut wood? I remember grabbing a lot of this stuff from a vault. I also really like the coconut log too. Coconut seedling? I could go like up top and grow some of this stuff. How much do I like this? Would I make it like part of the ceiling, I guess? Because I got a feeling it would mix in with that pretty well. I don't think it would mix... I don't think you could jumble them together unless you had like a third one in between. I could try jumbling them together, actually. No harm in trying. They're down the bottom here. Oh, are they the same block? Like, we've got these ones to juggle? Do we want to mix them up? Just have, like, one colour on the floor? It feels like too much of a break, honestly. Like, it's gorgeous, but it's like a weird break. I think we want to look at this like it's a clean feature of the room. And then we want to continue with the same kind of patchwork aesthetic. So maybe we'll just find 2 blocks of similar... Like the top of the concrete might be one. 2 blocks of a similar feel to those lab... Or 2 of the different lab blocks actually might work. Labo. So I don't think we used that. Let's try these darker ones together. There it is, it's over here. Would this possibly work? I think that's going to work. Actually, it's really quite nice. Maybe the darker one, if there's just a plain version of that, I think there is. I can see it there. Yeah, I'm going to use the plain version of that. Okay. This is going to go well then. I think we've got the blocks that we need now. Yeah, let's get these down here. Alright. Looks like we can get the floor done. So the one we're going to rip out is that one. Replace it with... Wait, did I get that the wrong way round? I did, didn't I? I got it the wrong way round. The one we're ripping out is the other one. And we're replacing it with this. That'll do me, that'll do me. Let's go ahead and get this all over the place. And figure out how big our room is going to be. Right, one of the reasons I put this material in my inventory was because basically it needs to go all the way over here. Awkward. Let's talk Minecraft mob vote. Which mob are all of y'all voting for, eh? I have been looking at various polls. It's quite interesting. If you go to different creators' communities, you can see a more balanced polling with the armadillo in the lead. But most of the time, the crab is out like a good way in front of the others. And I think it's got a lot to do with the meme of the crab. Curls says penguins. Yeah, they're like usually last in, well, they're always last in every poll that I've looked at. For me, I think the armadillo is the safest bet, probably because it's like the hardest one to get wrong based on what they've described, and it kind of looks like it might also be like an entity that transforms between being a block, which I think could be really cool. Some interesting behavior. So for me, I think the armadillo is the safest bet. I think the crab could potentially be the one that we thought was going to be really good and then turned out to be naff. Basically because I think the extended reach probably ain't going to be as useful as you want it to be. I've just got a feeling it's not going to be done in a way where it's like really useful to use. I'd love to be proven wrong. But Mojang's track record tends to be the expectations go higher than what Mojang tend to do. The penguin, now, the penguin is the one I think they would easily fluff up the most. Penguins have so much, like, behavior that we know about in the wilds that I think players would want to see come to Minecraft. And then the whole boat thing, I can't help but feel they would do it the wrong way around and they would make it like Dolphin's Grace, whereas having a mob join you in the boat so it goes really fast, I think would just be like a really cool way to have a pet that gives you some awesome functionality. So if it would turn out the way I would imagine it when I vote, I would so vote the penguin. But I'm gonna vote armadillo. I think that's the safest one, and I think crab's gonna be the most disappointing, basically, of the three. I don't know why. I just don't like how weirdly illogical the crab claw is, which is weird because Minecraft is not a logical game, says Captain LOL42. I know exactly what you're saying, but I think the problem is because Mojang stopped doing that, right? Maybe I need to like go over each update and think this through a little bit more. But it feels like at some point Mojang like focused a bit more on realism. And then when they go back to doing things in just odd ways, it doesn't feel quite right, but there's no reason they should or they shouldn't, I guess. I think I'm going to put like a terminal right here. So we had that problem where I ripped out some of this before, and it caused a huge problem. But that is clearly away from the rest of our stuff. Yep, we're absolutely fine. So we're going to go and put this over here. I never turned off this, did I? But I think we're okay. Right, and then that's just got to be connected. That's all it is. That thing could then be on display, like right next to this. We could shimmy that up in a way where we see it in action. I think that could be kind of cool. Okay, that's a little project for like right here. We're going to put that in next to the terminal. Definitely feels like we want to have more stuff in these blocks. Yeah, I like that. What would go here though? Like just a block with a texture basically. Maybe something we could even interact with. Armadillo 42, Penguin 37, Crab 21. Very interesting to see the crab have so little on the poll that the mods have just done. Because like I said, everywhere I went online, it turned out ahead. But I think the environment I was looking at could be susceptible to a lot of trolling. And I think the crab is quite memeable, so maybe that's why it was so skewed. I miss when Mojang created monsters like the Skulk, Phantom, and others, says Chimera. Sorry, was that... Did you just praise the Phantom? I mean, the Warden is pretty recent, right? They didn't put a monster mob in the last update, though, right? It could do with a little bit of that, like one of each. But, you know, if the next one has one, I don't think the track record's, like, shifted too far away from that, has it? I want a block that looks cool, but then I think it probably makes sense for it to look a bit technical. Like it's doing something. Like that. Just put one of those there. That's just the texture says I'm a nerdy technical block. That's what I want. Like that. Relayer. Although it's going to face towards us. Actually, that's sort of okay. Oh yeah. I probably want to turn these off at some point. I really like how that blends in, actually. Yeah, that kind of works. I feel like there's an opportunity here to put some more of those in. So we'll see how the wall and stuff progresses. It also feels a bit high up, like maybe it should be one block lower. Anyways, we love doing some base development here. Actually, I kind of feel like that should be a different material directly above it. Maybe even one block out. Okay, I got the reflex to walk to the other place. Do you think Mojang will ever add all the losing mobs at some point? No, I don't think they will. And one thing I've noticed, you see these disgruntled comments from time to time saying that, like, the mob votes are bad because then those ideas never get implemented, which I sort of see what they're saying, but I don't know. It feels a bit overkill. Like, yeah, technically they're taking these ideas off the table, but there's so many ideas you can introduce into this game. Like, why? I don't know. It feels to me a bit pedantic, perhaps, to get upset about that. It's just the nature of communicating online just feels toxic when you read comments. I feel like I'm just saying this to remind myself over and over again, but it's so true. Like, I've seen people complain about the mob vote discussion, myself being one of them. This time around, though, I've, like, very intentionally just taken it quite lightheartedly and not gotten invested in, like, how people are fighting in the comments or whatever. But when I look at it with this perspective of, like, imagine you're reading these comments and it were people sitting in a pub together or face-to-face or whatever. Then all of a sudden you realise the things that people are saying about their perspectives, if you were sitting down face-to-face with that person, they would just be chatty and conversational and you wouldn't be so invested, right? Like, you wouldn't be so invested in someone going, I hate this mob, like, why did we vote for that? Because if you were in person with them, it wouldn't come up. I thought of this brilliant example earlier today, right, when I was thinking about this. Okay, this is great. I think this is a great example. So, like, if you go online and you see a tweet where someone's going, screw Elon Musk, man, screw that guy, like, you'll see loads of people replying going, yeah, screw Elon, and, like, you know, retweet, hit the like button, all that stuff, right? If you went into a crowd of a couple thousand people and started shouting, screw Elon Musk, right? I bet no one would join you. I bet no one would join in, even if they didn't like him too, right? Like, being online and seeing all these thoughts, we're so not programmed for it. Like, we've known this for so long that it just becomes clearer with time. That's why I think I'm getting really withdrawn from reading those sorts of comments. Like, where I've been reeling back from, like we said earlier about, you know, you go to watch a TV show and there's all these thumbnails in your face or stuff. Like, this online environment we've created, when you start to step back from it, it starts to get a little bit clearer what's wrong with it. And so the mob vote discussion online is not fun. But if it were in person, I reckon it would be fine. It would just be, yeah, I didn't really like that one and this one. But like somehow online, it all just seems so like more serious and invested and it's, yeah. We're not built for it, people. We're not built for it. I'm texture browsing, if you're wondering what I'm doing. Classic texture browsing. It would be a debate, not a battle, says Arthur. Yeah, that's a really nice way of putting it. Her top says, in my honest opinion, it's not the anonymity. It's maybe more being used to it in that channel. As for anonymity online, a lot of people are online as themselves these days. You know, I'm from the era of the internet where you went online and you created like a name. You know, Dark Vampire 74. That's me, man. You know, you create like this facade of yourself or something. And then that went away, and I'm still used to that. I still like that. I still like it when you talk to people and you don't actually know who they are. But most of the time now, people are just online as themselves, essentially, right? This, I think, was the perfect block to put in here. Keep getting placed. I need creative mode. Flight, or whatever it is. Oh! Yeesh. Or something. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then over here, I think this thing will just go a little bit taller when we get to that. Hey X, what seed are you playing on your Vault Hunters game? I do not know. I just made a random world. J-Kel's doing J-Kel's things. Is here for 32 months. Thank you so much, J-Kel's. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream, and thank you again for supporting the channel. You created a separate persona, says Lurkily9. Maybe. The weird thing is that it felt like, at least where I was, because I was on some websites that are like MySpace social media, like the first of those, what they call Web 2.0, you know, you're generating the content and sharing it with other people. I was on some stuff like that before MySpace, and like back then it was almost like you were more honest in a weird way. Like people had these names, but then you'd have like really deep conversations with strangers on the internet. It was kind of, I mean, maybe that was just me, but it was definitely also the other people in the community I was in was thinking like that and talking like that. Scaffolding. Look, I just wanted scaffolding. That's all I wanted. Hey, Black Steel 53. Thank you so much for 28 months. Yes, I like that too. The anonymity. Well, Black Steel. I mean, that could be your real name. It could be. Maybe. No, it's probably not. You could be Black Steel the 53rd of 54 siblings. Okay, enough with the terrible jokes. Yeah, that's what it felt like back then. It really felt like people were quite like honest and open, but everyone was just sort of communicating through like these screen names. And it was even the screen names would say something about you though. So yeah, anonymity in some sense and not in another. Like saying that the way people talk to each other online is because of anonymity. If you mean that in a like we're not face to face kind of way, then yeah, I guess so. But a lot of people are just online with their own name and identity. It's something about the detachment from people actually being there that I think causes the problems. Building gadget can help for the roof. That is absolutely true, yeah. We should be taking advantage of that. Right, so that's a nice little... This wall over here, though, we'll rip it out and put some interesting things on it. This is where we start building our farms. Or some of them. So we need a roof. Oh, yeah, that's the roof. What about these Rhyhotes? Oh, I keep walking over there for this thing. And this thing isn't... Oh, because we replaced it, yeah. I think medium is bigger than stretch. Yeah, I'm going to leave it on medium. Okay. So, right, like that. There appears to be cracked, regular, polished. There appears to be a few types. We shall take advantage of some of these. Some of this stuff I still kind of like maybe want to use in a minute, so I need to chuck away everything right now. Now, how do we make that stuff? Okay, that's not a crafting grid. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really want to use my red sand because I probably ain't got a lot of it, but is that actually the only thing? I didn't see it alternate with regular sand. Oh, okay. We can probably fly out if ever we need some of that again, so I'm just going to do that. Then I think... okay, we've got to do this again. This stuff is that stuff smelted, right. That would be the one. That would be the one. We're being raided! Impulse, thank you so much for the raid, my dude. ISV love coming your way, says Ozfellow. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. We were chatting about the Minecraft mob vote, and I was talking about how it's become known as being like very toxic and stuff. Yet I've been thinking about how, like, when I read those comments now, I imagine that rather than just seeing people argue online, like, imagine they're like sitting in a pub, a group of friends, saying the things you read, and then all of a sudden it's like, this doesn't seem so toxic. Something about the way we express opinions online in plain text just seems to... We don't know how to deal with it, and it just makes everything immediately, like, argumentative, right? And so, anyway, this year's mob vote, I've just not been particularly bothered, like, what the outcome is. And I think I've just decided, you know, that the community reaction is always just going to... It's going to be negative if you want to go find that. So I've just been staying away from it a little bit. Well, Run for Fun says, I've not voted in years. Dang, dude, you got to do your part, man, for society. We need you to vote. We can't let the wrong mob in. Hey, sorry I can't stay right now, but I did want to say I know this is deep, but thank you for the wisdom you've given me. You've helped me more than you know in hard times, even if you don't see this, love ya. Lightsoul, thank you so much, my dude. I appreciate you saying that. All the wisdoms I try to share are just... I'm human too, just trying to, like, learn this stuff as we go. Life's just a journey of learning. Yeah, we'll make a few more of those. Bam. That's more than enough. It feels like the issue originated when social media went from a communication tool to entertainment. Not sure quite where it originated, but I think we can definitely point at some of the issues of, like, where it is now. Like, even I don't know, the internet definitely changed its feeling and stuff over the time. But, like, early on, it was communication, but it was still like entertaining too, right? Or maybe I'm missing the point of what you're trying to say, which is entirely likely. I have a tool that I want to use right now, and it's the trowel. Okay, that was worrying. Not off to a great start with the randomization here, it felt like, but you know, that's how randomization works. Is it me, or is like one of those blocks? Yeah, look, it placed it a different rotation because I didn't click on the side of the block. I'm not sure if this works or not, actually. I think it might be wiser just to go with the clean coconut, or like one or the other. Yeah, it just looks like messy noise, honestly. I don't like it. Should we go see if we can grow some coconut trees and have a look at what they look like? That's what I'm thinking we'll do. Coconuts. and bone meal. And then I'll... Actually, I won't need my axe, will I? But I need to switch to standing. I've been sat since we went into that vault, and that is far too long of a time for me to be sat. Here we go! Standing time! The colours look good on the ceiling though, says El Nasso. The colour might, the texture was noisy. Hypnotic says social media's originality connected others, a part of a college, etc. After they graduated, before it turned into an open way of just being a who's who contest. I'm not really sure if I get what you're trying to say there. As a partner, are you allowed more than 6,000 kilobytes a second? I'm not sure, but I don't think so. I certainly haven't set mine to be above 6 megabytes a second. Desco Brewer, yes it does. Curl says, is it not the randomization you specifically wanted? I thought it might look good, but it didn't. Ooh, fancy. Ooh, very nice tree. Very nice. Leaves decay? Oh yeah, they don't decay like super quick, do they? Gotta wait for them to drop. Facebook was closed before everyone was able to use it. Sorry, X, says Hypnotic. Yeah, I'm aware of how Facebook started. It was on colleges, and they opened it up like one college at a time, and then eventually it reached a point where anyone could join it. But like, the Facebook wasn't the first thing like that. We all know of MySpace, and there were lots of little pre-MySpace social websites too. And they were just much more like, they were less general. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, they were less generalized, and I was on like a few different ones. There were loads all over the place. Like, you sort of signed up to the ones that suited your interests, I guess. Not sure how much we actually needed this stuff for that. I plant it on... Oh, there you go. Now, they might be a bit fussy next to each other. We don't entirely know what they're like compared to vanilla stuff. Speed Tool says, do you ever use a face cam? Yeah, I use a face cam every stream, but today it just didn't turn on, so no face cam today. Sorry, peeps, by the way. Forgot to mention it earlier. Very unprofessional of me. I. Thank you for 18 months of support, my dude. Greatly appreciated. Hope you're entertained, having a good time, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in and supporting. Blue Slide Paul is here for 12 months, a whole year. Well, thank you so much. Hope you're having a great day / evening / night. Thanks for being your awesome self. Thank you for the lovely message. It's night time over here. I am, after this stream, don't know what I'm going to do. Tempted to play guitar again. Been playing it loads lately. It's you got to balance like the different things that you do. And I'm recording some videos at the moment and really enjoying it. That's for a series that will come out soon. And I think I'm just going to do that this evening because I'm like really in the mood for it. But it's about balancing. I think you got to realize when certain energies and priorities are low, you then got to do the other thing. Because for me, I'm so like, I get so like sucked into like a rhythm. So if I'm doing the YouTube grind, it's like I can't take my foot off the gas on it. And then if I start playing guitar loads, it's like I can't take my foot off the gas with that either. Oh, and by the way, I think I've developed a song to a standard that I'm going to call a demo and just put it out there. This song, I spent like a lot of time trying to get the leads in it, but I couldn't get them to where I wanted them to go beyond the initial bits that I wrote. So I just decided, do you know what, this kind of feels like a bit of a dead end, but there's something here to be shared. So I've got another demo that I'm going to release. Only thing is, I haven't done like the audio mixing stuff yet, so I've put out quite a few videos this week, so I'm not going to be in a rush to give you more content, but sometime next week I think I will have done the last run of like mixing and stuff and mastering or whatever you want to call it, my very amateurish approach to it, and then I'll have another little song on the Soulside Eclipse channel. It is a synthwave, my own little take on synthwave. Again, like, I'm trying to get back into writing music, so I'm just like, let's do a synthwave song. You know, I've listened to loads of synthwave, right, I've got an idea what instruments you want to grab. I would say though, it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that like nightlife vibe of synthwave music. It is really like I've just sort of like shoved in my own idea in the middle of it. Yeah, I don't know quite how to describe it. It's quite a colourful and warm song, and it's got weird like time signatures and drums because for some reason I just seem to be drawn to doing that with music. But yeah, I was going for a synthwave aesthetic, not a super polished, rounded one, just a kind of fun. Ooh, ha. Is that a? Did it take some of those to be smelted? Because that is not a chest type that locks it, right? Let's go check. I think I might have made a mistake there. So would that have put items over here that can't be smelted? Yep. Good spot. Good spot. Good spot. Totally just put that in the wrong bit. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We fixed it. Nice. Can't wait to hear that. Enjoy your riffs a lot, says Hypnotic. I hope you enjoy this one too. And then after that, so after that one comes out, I've just got this weird assembly of like, I don't know what to call it, but like derp synth would be a great name for it. It's like quite inspired by Izukio, a little bit of like lo-fi sort of aesthetic and fidelity to it. I've just got these really like odd little melodies with these kind of quirky beats where like the snares are off and there's loads of like echo on them, and yeah, I with that I managed to make a jingle that's going to be the intro music for a future series of mine, like my own little jingle at the beginning of the song. That's cool. But the rest of these almost could be little jingles like that too. And that song just feels so hard to work on. Oh, that was coconut wood. I was out there getting tons of logs thinking, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, is that when you put it on all sides? Am I getting it all wrong? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay, we have the right thing. Never mind. Never mind. Did you just say derp synth? Yes, I did. Like, I could try and lean into that idea and just try and make derp synth a thing, you know? It might be the most horrendous genre of music ever, but I just called it that because it's just got this like, I don't know, like a little bit of like childlike innocence, bumbling around, kind of quirky, a little bit like Izukio at times, like that kind of feel to it. And I don't know, the term derp synth just popped into my head. It has to be wobbly types of sounds. They're not like wobbly synths. It's more like the production has this sort of lowered, wobbly thing. Because I've been passing all the synths through like fidelity patches to make them sound like they're off of a vinyl or a CD, or it's not a CD, you know, like radio, you know, all that kind of that way of degrading the sound somewhat, but you do it for the aesthetic, right? You know, it gets that like vinyl wobble sound on it and stuff. Deep synth would be a great name for the album. I'm probably not going to make it into an album. Anyway, you know, I just need to keep working on it and improving the tool set, I guess. And so, yeah, I like this idea of just getting the ideas a little further along and then putting a demo out. It's worked nicely with the other two tracks that I did it for. Those one felt way more to being complete though. And that what did I call it in the end? Psychotropic Wonder or something? I realized what I did wrong with that song. The bit where the music speeds up, it needs more sound design. It needs more, like there's you can hear a voice earlier on in like one of these intensity build-up moments, and I realized that I didn't know it at the time. I've learned it since, which is something you always do with music. It's like your work is never finished. But I realized I needed to build up the sound design in that moment more. It needed to like bring those voices back and show you the intensity of why the tempo is increasing. Like the tempo increasing is not unintentional or novel. It's like part of the song and where it's going. And there was a little sound design that came before it that sort of started but didn't finish that. And if that song I ever decide to like beef it up and finish it, then it will be have a load of sound design in the tempo increase. When did you start streaming? I followed you back in 2015, but my memory is also awful, says Speed Tool. Yeah, I don't know, maybe back around then? Like, let's see, we've got people who've had subs for over 100 months. So if you divide that by 12, you'll get a number. If you know what that number is, then you're very smart. And if you're very smart, you'll be typing the answer in my chat. And if you're doing that, then I'll be able to read it. And I won't give you any credit, and then it will look like I figured it out. And I've just realised that I'm talking out loud, so that's really bad. I would never do that. I would never take credit for your amazing math skills. 8.3 says Speed Tool. Yeah, so maybe you followed when I started. Maybe that's when you followed right at the beginning. I think one of my first streams was playing Factorio as well, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, the place I want to go to is here. Is it not? Is it now, mate? You what, mate? You what? Okay. In it, bruv. Factorio's so fun, says Dev. I'm really looking forward to the update they're bringing out. Oh, I think I just got a hair drop into my mouth. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that update big time. Oh. There is like a long hair just floating around. My beard fluff or whatever you want to call it. I haven't shaved in a while-ness. Tasty! No! Not tasty. As long as it's not a toenail. If it was a toenail, I'd be very subscribed. I used to stream with Button a long while ago in 2013, but my Wi-Fi was at 600 kilobytes upload, which was unworkable, and then he took off, and I joined the military. Haha. Have you been able to reconnect? It's amazing. Yeah, what can happen, right? I'm aware of Button, actually. A regular streamer here on Twitch of Minecraft, right? I think we raided them a few times. They might have raided me as well. Oops, how did you end up there? There we go. So that's the complete room, and immediately I'm like, maybe the other block was nicer. This is where, oh, do you know what? We should have used the building gadget and the replace tool if ever I want to replace that ceiling. But we need to put stuff in this room, so I think we'll like have things hanging down from the ceiling and break that up. So this is going to be a gap for that thing whenever I decide I want to build it. Or how I want to build it. I know that I want this bit to be very bright because of that. So that the light flickering isn't too much. So we're going to have these random blocks and stuff, right? Like maybe we have one that goes across. We need some ideas for things to display there, basically. But otherwise, the room is looking pretty slick, wouldn't you say? Just wondering if I want to change anything up over there yet. Don't know. So, farm number 1 could be the bee farm. Now, we can put both bottles. Okay, what was that for? That was for breeding them up. So once they're bred up, I don't think you need to worry about that too much, right? That's a job done at that point. This can just all go in the backpack for now. As can all of that. That's all tidied away. Yeah, so we're not doing the breeding thing anymore. But we want to do both bottles and shears. And so I'm just wondering, you probably can't do both at the same time, right? Oh, whoops. Let's pick these up as well. Okay, I'm going to put these materials in here. That should be in my backpack. What I want to take out is our modular routers and our shears. So, bottles and shears, yeah. Okay. Only 20... Wait a minute, only 27? Was that thing never actually like breeding their numbers up? Hmm. $300 odd poppies. Pulsed. Huh. Interesting. I don't... Didn't we get their numbers up really high so that they constantly produced honey? Something feels really odd about that now. Let's check it out. Direction down? No. Direction front. Oh, that's for shears and... Right. Okay, I've got the wrong one. Which is fine. So what's this one over here do? That's just bottle. So activate a model front. If it doesn't have a filter on it, then it should work with the poppies. But now we gotta wait 120. So we want their numbers up. We want to leave them here so they can get bred. Then the other thing we want is just some sort of way to alternate between the shears and the bottles. The issue there is that the buffer is kind of like infinite for the shears, but not for the bottles. So like, how do we alternate what's in the buffer? I guess is an idea. Any ideas in chat for that? Right, I need to drink some water. My mouth's getting dry. Chat, throw me your ideas. Also, we got over with the words. Over 500 of you watching. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to hit the follow button. I am thinking I might take a little bit of a break from modded Minecraft and stream some different games. I've got one that looks really interesting, but it's like the kind of game that I might fire up and like it would be a really fun, amazing experience, or it might just be a real fail and just not the sort of game I'm good at. But yeah, like, y'all interested in some variety streams? We could do some different games. Build second beehive, says Biscuit Games. I kind of like the idea of just making it work with one. Like, that's the challenge. Big Al here, by the way, resubscribed for 3 months. Big Al, thank you so much for resubscribing, my dude. Appreciate your 3 months of support. Bear says, be yourself is my advice. Are you just saying do what I want to do? Because that's fair enough, yeah. But I was kind of curious to see what y'all thought if you wanted some variety. Jokes aside, Terraria. Terraria is not one of the games on my list to play. Nor is Space Engineers. So, if we had 2 modules, and they only activated with redstone, I could potentially time a simple clock, but it just happens to hit the alternate. Let's go ahead and shear this manually ourselves. Right, now the honey level is 0, gathering pollen, so like 1 second at the moment. That's going to go up pretty fast. It'd be interesting to see if it goes up any faster. Am I being raided again? Skizzleman! Thank you so much for the raid, my dude. Appreciate it. I won't spill the beans about our secret projects. I'm on it today. Thank you so much for the raid, man. We got raided by Impulse and then by Skizzle of the Imp and Skiz podcast, which I am very much a fan of. Y'all know I love my podcasts. Thank you, my dude. Appreciate it. We're playing Iskal's Vault Hunters today. Carls, thank you for gifting a sub to Skizzle. So kind of you to do that. I'm sure Skiz will say thanks in the chat, as I always encourage. Yeah, so one of the things we do in Vault Hunters is sometimes we just don't do the vault hunting and we just do some base building. And I'm working on this lab area, and right now we're just checking out how this thing works. Okay, it gets ready quick. It gets ready quick. What's their breed cooldown? That's the thing we just got distracted by. It's not telling me the breed cooldown again, basically. Anyway, we're trying to get the numbers up to make it go faster. And then we want to have it so 2 modules point into it. And they do all the harvesting stuff. But I've been trying to think of how to do it in a cool way. I think we're going to use a vacuum hopper nearby to pick up the items. I think I want to do it in a weird way where we make it a spectacle in this room. Like, what if I could have just a pillar And then, like, there's a activator thing above and below. We could possibly do that. Like, here on the chicken, we can just have a bucket with one activator to get items from the chicken. And then what about when we want to harvest them? We tend to come over with a sword. We need something with, like, levers for these other ones. Like, we want to come over and flick a lever, and it attacks them with a sword with looting on it, and then it stops. Maybe we don't do a lever. Maybe we do a button so it's not always on. So these three need to be treated different. But turtles and chickens we actually need 2 of for 2 different systems, unless we try and incorporate them. Yeah, so we kind of want this automated thing with buckets. That's weird. Right, the bee is definitely in a category of its own at the moment. I'm starting to see how it will come together. Like I said, vacuum hopper is required. Yeah, I think we can do this. Skiz had to run, we made him late already. Alright, that's cool, I always understand. You know, you stream and then after you're done you want to get off the computer. After breeding shift, you should see a breed cooldown if I'm remembering correctly. So do I need to do... because this thing has remained the same for a while. Oh, that's curious. That's curious. Right, now we want to know if that affected the speed at which it produces stuff. Honey level. Kind of looks like it's the same speed. So this thing... is this thing, like, not doing its job? Pretty sure it's supposed to be on always. Huh. Well, I will continue to do that. Okay, then how do I alternate them? That's the last thing here. How do I alternate which one's going to be active? Just a simple redstone circuit, honestly. I think I've got it in my head. So, this thing you can just break and pick up. Right, so I reckon I'm going to put this, like, over here somewhere. Make it feel like an extension of this wall. Again, always thinking about aesthetics when we do our projects. I just want to make stuff look interesting, basically. Animal jar, that's... okay, the animal pen, the animal jar we need. These things are going to point up and down into this. Not Writing Row, whose name I always butchered. 80 months. Thank you so much, my dude. Evil X in the his house. Appreciate your long time support, my dude. I hope you're enjoying the streams, as always. Okay, I'm going to make this one like a little bit higher than what's there. Okay, so we're going to have one there. And I wanted that to face upwards. Does that not... is that not a thing they do? Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll probably use some camo blocks, actually, to make this integrate a little better. Ah, this is going to be a pain, isn't it, now? When we get to the technical bit of all this stuff, I think it probably makes sense to turn these off now. So that'll go there. We'll have the animal pen in the middle. Okay, we want a module that points up and a module that points down. Okay, so up for shears. And that's going to be infinite, so we do not need to have a buffer on it. I don't know... we're going to need to have a hopper go up to the ceiling. That's fine, that's fine. That'll end up suiting the aesthetic. I like the way that's active there. That's going to change, though. Okay, next one needs to face down and cannot do shears, but only bottles. Right, and then we need bottles in the buffer, which means we're going to need some hoppers. It's going to be all part of the aesthetics, my friends. That being said... you can always do things differently with the modules, right? Like, I could have a module that pushes items into it from somewhere else. Okay, I think what I want to do next is... is it that block, right? So I need a redstone signal to go here and here. And I need something that ignores the redstone behind it to collect things. That's where the vacuum hopper is going to go. Okay, so look, we've got some modules here unused. Do we have a spare vacuum one? Probably want to put a range down on that. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, emergency mute. That is the vacuum. Yeah, I had a feeling, but we got some of that. Oh, and the pog? I'm wondering if maybe I'm going to change the layout a little bit. I don't want to use another pog. Like, I like the idea of using that in a larger collector area. Let's go and get rid of that. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. So, like, I'm going to put that there now. Okay, where did that thing go? It didn't stack with the others, did it? Did it go down? What happened to it? It shouldn't have stacked because it had... Wait, did it go in the hopper? Where'd it go? Did anyone see what just happened? It's like I really do with some help. Where did that go? Did the cactus pick it up? Like the cactus farm doesn't reach up here, does it? Huh. There were already 2 other types in there. Weird. I don't think 1 pog is expensive for you at this point in the game. Yeah, but I just keep using them over and over again, it feels like lately. Like I've used a few too many. So I kind of feel like, maybe now's a good time to actually be a bit cautious with that. Wait, that one disappeared as well. They're going somewhere, aren't they? This one I never turned off. Oh, right. Got it. Got it. This is going to be awkward to place. It's like a very small window to put that in the correct spot. Dang it! Try again. Oh, there are more hitboxes here than I... Got it. Okay. Now this has to face forward. And then it needs its shears. That's good. Then it goes into there. Right. Excellent. That's really important. Right, I think I'm going to... Maybe make that a barrel and attach something to it at the back. It's kind of not the way I wanted it to display. There we go. So we're going to attach something back here. Goes to it. Right, so the one at the top faces down. It needs bottles. It needs a hopper above it to feed in items. That much we understand. So we're going to need a little bit of working space up here too. This is getting a little insufferable. Constantly jumping around. But that should give us some working space to figure it out. Yeah, so that's where the hoppers go. Didn't want to fall all the way down then. Right, now I want to put in some bars here. Like I said, kind of want to make this fit the theme a little bit of the area. Which basically means we've got a honeybee in a cage. Wow. I didn't say it was going to be pretty. Before we do too much of that though, we do want to configure it all correctly. What other types of lamp block? Do we have something like semi-wooden? I'm thinking. These are almost. There's something odd about strongly pinstripe balls, honestly, says Lethalos. I don't know what's odd about it, but it's a very popular style that you can find all over the place. Forgot what I was searching for. Lamps. Let's see if we can make that. No. But wasn't there? There was. Yeah, I can't be bothered to do that again. Or maybe one of these go in there. I've used that block before and it looked kind of cool. Brown one. Yes. Here we go. Okay. Gonna need lots of things emitting light in this room. So we've got our weird little funky farm on the wall. This is an automated system. I feel like these panels are a bit overused. It'd be nice to find something similar that does the same sort of thing. So now we've got to pump bottles into the top. This is where we're going to need an exporter to put the bottles in. And then somewhere back there I've also got to figure out the redstone stuff. And then an importer. Is that right? Really what you want is to have like this here. I want to bring those items over to there so I stop using importers. That can actually be done with pipes. So we do have like multiple tools here. Rather than keep using that thing over and over again, what we'll do is we'll bring this across. Okay, go one more block. Then we need to get out our wrench for configuring it. So transferring every 4. And I think that's it. I think it just means those items, yeah, they end up in here. Look at that. That'll automatically get imported now. So that bit's done. Right, now we just got to control this thing. Oh yeah, we've got to do the bottles up top. But we've got to control which one gets activated first, essentially. How do we get them to alternate? And I've got an idea on how to do this. But we need that exporter for our bottles. Let's go grab some more. Where's my cables? Didn't get any cables, did I? I'm sure I've got them in this backpack. Yes. Not too many left. What mod pack is this? Says Scoot to La Rula. It is Iscow 85's Vault Hunters mod pack. Okay. Let's bring this thing up and over. Tell it to export bottles. I heard it just do the thing, by the way. If we can leave them both on automatic and that's it, like that's all you need and they naturally alternate, that would be amazing. Because I think I've heard them jostle between the two a little bit here. Oh, when I hold down shift, I can't actually see its details anymore, which is weird. Okay, so that time it was shears. Just made another pop noise. That's the honey level going up. Bottles! If they just naturally alternate, that saves me a job. Impulse cables, yeah. Does anyone know of an alternative to these bars that we've been using? Like, basically a surface on the side of a block. That almost looks like some. But I think some of them go through the middle. Trapdoors, I guess, would be one, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah, trapdoors. I didn't think about that. Dude, I thought I just saw a slime in my base. Oh, maybe it's these particle effects. Okay. Okay. What are we looking for? Trapdoors. Oh, and we got some variety here. Ooh! Oh, those are the ones that you need power to make go the way that you want. Netherite trapdoor looks good. Netherite trapdoor. Okay. We're having issues. Let's try that. Okay, there it goes. Oh. Okay. And then was it netherite scrap? And let's click on that again. Smithing table. Interesting. We got one of those over here. Whoa, that was loud. Let's try that. Let's see how that one... Oh, that's the rusty trapdoor. We want the netherite one. See how this works in the area. Cable facades. Ah, yeah. Yeah, they might do a job. I had a weird feeling that would break a bunch of stuff. That's nice. That's nice. That is a block we're going to use in this base. I'm telling you now. It's a little heavy. I think I would have liked something a little clearer for this. Because we kind of want to see the honeybee, right? Yeah, this thing's just a little too linear, but... Do you know what? I think we have to roll with it for now. We've, like, committed, you know? Also, whatever happened to our floor with the lab blocks, right? Like, we never actually put all of those in place, I guess. So we... Oh, look, we only got to one of those left. That's probably why. Uh-huh. I think I like it like that. See a little honeybee hanging out? Doing his thing, yo. Doing his thing. Okay. Alright, we need more lab blocks for the floor. We need cables over here. Because this is just in the way. Four. 5. Good. Noise in the air. Oh, that needs to stay, that one. That one needs to stay. It's Mortem Lockison. Thank you so much for the prime, my dude. Appreciate it. Wow, that really tickled my voice saying that. Alright. Xisuma, can you remind me to blink every 2 seconds? I keep forgetting, says etc. No, I can't. I have a no blink reminding policy on this channel. Did you forget? That is offensive. How could you forget my blink reminding policy? Gosh. Did I get 2 lots? It did, yeah. One is here. One is here. And then we've got to fill it all in. Did I do that the right way around? I did that the right way around, didn't I? Made myself panic for a split second. Panicking like Anakin. Yeah, I'm umming and ahhing about if I want to make it mirror. Like, I feel like it could be good to mirror with the sheet metal again, but then it's got to transition into something different. Concrete was another material we're going to put over here. So if I do start to use this in the next... Actually, I kind of want to use it in the area after this one. But yeah, no, I think it's definitely going to be better for the next area on. Anyway, let's get... I guess, while I'm not sure, it's not exactly priority number 1, so we'll go ahead and do all of this. Yeah, so that's ready for us to put in a frame over there if that's what we decide we want to have, right? Maybe I'll even put it in now just because it's not going to be a lot of blocks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 5 across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that's the pillar down the middle. So it could just be like that. Now we definitely want to put more animal-related stuff in this area. The other idea I had, I felt like it kind of fit into it being in a wall, like having these in a row. But these ones are the eggs. Not entirely sure how we're going to do that. I love that that's a giant chicken as well. That's another reason to breed their numbers up. Actually, they get a little more visible, right? So. If we remember to do this... Ah, I gave myself another idea. Pedestal. Just have that there. Maybe on this side. maybe just enough. Can I put it there? Kind of. Unfortunately, that blocks the lamp. I really like the lamp. I think I'm gonna put it there. Put that there. And what I want behind it is like a light source again. So let's try an illumination block. Maybe a red one. I also think I might try that recessed, if possible. Yeah. We need something like honey. We need something honey in the wall, don't we? We need like. Okay, bees nest. Have I not picked up any bees nest? Wow. No bees nest. What's the other one called, chat? You have to craft it. Bit too much red, in my opinion. You can't see the flower. See, I was thinking it's either like a contrasting color or the complementary color, right? We could try the white one instead. I don't think I want to mix in another color unless it were yellow. I feel like actually yellow makes sense. Do we have yellow dye? Oh dear, did that wrong. No, have I forgotten how that works? Over here. That way around. Okay, cool. We've got those. Scraps can go back. And so should probably a lot of this stone. We're done with that. Done with that. Keep this stack over here. Barrels are done with. Probably the pipes as well for now. Right, honeycomb is part of the recipe. What is it called again? Hive. Beehive. Oh, beehive. Behave, I mean. That was the joke. Yeah, one of those might be a good idea to... No, it'd probably be a pain in the bum to get it filled up with honey. What if we type in honey? Is there like a cool honey block? Like the honeycomb block, I guess? Nothing else much modded that's like bright orange and honey-like. What are those blocks? Huh. They're locks behind a mod. Basically, I want to make it feel a little bit more on theme there, right? So... that is definitely a good idea. But then we need these blocks, I think, to be... yeah, might not get away with that one on the right. You could also argue maybe they should be recessed. To be fair, that one just don't look right there. Sort of like slightly obscured, isn't it? Now I'm wondering about this idea, if it's going to go there or not. Like, maybe we put it a block higher. There's something to this idea, I'm just not doing it right, basically. Maybe having a whole bunch of those, go top to bottom on either side, might do it. We'll leave it like that, and we'll come back to it as ideas sort of figure themselves out. You know, you look at it another day and you're like, oh, we need to do this. So yeah, there is a lack of like stuff in this room. We need to put something in the middle for. It's a similar problem to this, like big open area, and then you're not quite sure what to put in the middle. So I think the egg ones make sense to go in the middle. Now, what do we use to breed turtles? Isn't it seagrass? Which we don't have. Okay, that's fair enough. Also, what's that shelf thing? It's not called a shelf. We used to put our relics on it. What's that thing called? A ledge? Nope. Hey, Harry! Thank you so much for the raid, my dude! Thanks for the tour. I don't think I raided you. I think I just tuned in. Spice Rack! Iscal's in chat. Thank you, my dude. Spice Rack's the one. Yeah, but I tuned in and you gave us a tour, and I very much appreciate that. Yeah, a couple of those around here, maybe with items on them as well. Just like that might help sell the honey area thing a little bit. We got to learn how to like mix these deco blocks together a bit more. But yeah, that's the feeling is almost there. We just need to put the thing in the middle of the room next, whatever that's going to be. Game Masala says this is a very late stream, X. For me on a Saturday, yeah, not my normal streaming time. There used to be a time when this would be a normal stream for me, but not usually these days. However, I just kind of felt like tomorrow I probably wouldn't end up streaming due to other stuff, so let's do that today, I thought. I'm thinking we need a few blocks to start this off. We could also just leave it for like another day and do some other things. So, I don't know, like having a little barriered off thing with some blocks behind it. And then have the mobs sit on top of that. I mean, that is not a good start, but it's potentially an idea. There's going to be 2 of them, so it'd be about that big. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there as something to think about, not a serious suggestion. We'd also have light there because we need light. And do you know what? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Maybe we use these blocks again. But very much a room architectured with no plan. Just winging it, we are. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is have steps up on this side. Because that's where those things are, yeah, okay. So we're going to have like another room here, and then we're going to have our concrete room. Okay, I feel like we'd probably use the lab blocks again on the next floor. Can we use some of these coloured ones? I like that one because it's a bit more subtle, like green and grey would probably go for. We're going to have to craft some more of those blocks. Yeah, welcome all the raiders, by the way. 3rd raid of the stream, goodness me. So many raids. Let's see, let's see. Lab blocks. My brain caught up with itself. Hey, we already got some green. Maybe green and this dark one here. Or the light one again. Either way, we need the base block. 2 lots of that. Stone cutter. Haven't even tried it yet, but I'm going to wing it with the green. So those 2 will be our new floor. I have too many blocks. Let's do away. Oh yeah, with the bottles, right? I don't craft those, so they're going to run out. Maybe we set up a farm with the villagers that trade them or something. I think that's a maybe for another day, though. Yeah, so we have some sort of stairs that go up a level here. And then that means we'll have... like that, I guess. Just sort of looking at how the transition went over here. Or is that a bit much for the floor, do you think, peeps? Having green on the floor. Curl says, I want to be as good as a freestyle builder as X one day. Dude is just cruising. I'm going to tell you right now. What I think the secret is. It is, just don't judge yourself that much. Just keep putting things down and messing around with it, right? Like, when I like open up a Minecraft video, I get all excited when I see someone else's build. Then if I slow down a little bit and I'd be like, what is this build like compared to mine? I kind of realize that there's something magical about seeing other people's builds. Yet when they're your own, you're just way more critical of them. Like, honestly, like all of this that you see right here, I'm so critical of it. I could look at it and be like, ceiling's too flat. There isn't a lot of shape. The room doesn't really have like too much of like a sense to it, like a story or whatever. This, I don't know. Like, I feel like I could see 100 things that are wrong with it. But that's because it's in your own mind's eye. When you're watching someone else's, it looks like they're doing everything right. It looks like they know what they're doing. The trick is, I think, is just to basically wing it and just keep placing blocks, having fun, you know, until it's a little bit more satisfactory than you thought it might have been. So just keep winging it. Because that's all I've been doing. I'm just winging all of this, right? See, I don't think they go together terribly well, but Well, they might actually work a little better flipped because of that checker pattern, right? Like, it might work better the other way around. And then I would swap the blocks behind them. Yeah, it's all just winging it. And because you're watching someone else, you don't have that same self-critical eye. So it's easy for someone else's build to look really cool and, oh, how did they come up with that? But I'm just winging it, you know? Now, obviously, the more you wing it, you will actually develop a little talent and flair. Like, I'm not saying good times to scars, just winging it, right? Like, if you keep building, you know, is B-dubs winging it? There's definitely levels to this, but you can do basic room stuff like this. It doesn't have to be an architectural marvel and have fun with it. You just gotta get rid of that self-critic and make it your little area. That's another thing you can lean into, is just like, hey, I did this, you know? It's my space. It's the website formerly known as MySpace. Terrible joke, terrible joke. Okay, so then over here, I think what we'll do is have the thing go as far back as that. I don't think this green floor's going to last, I'll be honest. I will try and embrace it. If we can find some other green blocks, then it can be the green room. Is that a typo negative song? Is it called the green room? I think it is. Dang, I love that band. Okay. Just become an expert winger. Just become expert at winging it. Anyway, here's the dealio, peeps. I told myself when the playlist ends today, that's it. So I'm in a groove right now. I'm enjoying base building, but I have some other priorities and things to attend to. And so today's was going to be a shorter stream. And, you know, very tempted to keep going. I do love it, but I've got big projects on for the next month. And it's all happening. So I need to be on top of things. And I'm going to go play guitar for a little bit. Cool down from the stream. And then I'm going to crack on with recording some videos. So, look at this, though. Next time we do some vault hunting, we'll do some base building again. That's really where I'm at right now. I'm just loving the base building process. So, I'm pretty sure this green won't stay. But, yeah, we know what we're going to be doing with the shape of the next room. Going to be bringing more of the animal stuff in. And we've got a pretty good idea of what we need to do. At least I do in my mind. So that's cool. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up right now. New album, says Penelope Sky. Who released a new album? Please do tell me. Artists and writers utilize the idea all the time to allow them to pull ideas out of thin air. If you focus on one thing too much, you could never hope to grow as a whole. Yeah, that's a really cool quote. I like it. Right, I'm going to go look for a channel to raid. Stick around if you'd like to be a part of that. Support the Minecraft community. Just go check someone out. You never know what you're going to find. Might find something you enjoy. Let's go for a random Minecraft channel. Just, you know, trying to work with Twitch here to find someone. Wow, there's a lot of people streaming today. Like, usually it's tricky to... Well, sorry, tricky. Usually it takes, like, usually you get to the sub 100 people real quick, but today there's a lot of people. Where are we going? Okay, got a random one for you. Looks like someone's playing some sort of Modpack that I've never heard of. Alright, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you're entertained, and much love to all the peeps out there supporting the channel and what we do. Thank you for your subscriptions and all that good stuff. I will be back again either Monday or Tuesday. Oh, I've just had a last-minute request to raid someone else, and with very good reason. They play on my Patreon server, so we'll try that today. Alright, that's it, and I'll see you